Perimenopause? What's that? That question pretty much sums up my entire knowledge about it when I was actually in it. I had heard the term before, but I had no idea what it truly was and how it could impact my brain, my body, and my overall quality of life. And if you can relate to that, oh my goodness, my heart goes out to you. And if you're not quite there yet, you're going to want to stay tuned because I am going to share with you the 4 biggest mistakes that I made during perimenopause that changed my life for the worse. And I'm sharing this because I want to help you avoid making these same mistakes and help you navigate this phase of life with more ease and confidence. You're going to want to stick around to the end because I'm going to be sharing some workplace resources with you that have to do specifically with menopause. Hi, I'm Leslie. I am a certified perimenopause and menopause coach and consultant, wardrobe stylist, image consultant, and makeup artist. And I have dedicated my entire life to helping women over 40 feel more confident, stylish, and empowered. And not just through their beauty and fashion, but by helping them make life-transforming decisions, particularly in this new and more interesting phase of life. Starting with the very biggest and most impactful mistake that I made. Mistake number 1, I was completely uneducated. I had no idea what was happening to my body. And like many women, I had thought that menopause was just about hot flashes and night sweats. But my symptoms didn't look like that. Instead, I faced intense, unexplained vertigo almost constantly. My cognitive, there you go. That's a perfect example. I experienced all kinds of different cognitive challenges, difficulty organizing my thoughts, memory issues, foggy thinking, an inability to communicate verbally with eloquence. It was like my brain had been erased. And the other thing I experienced was debilitating fatigue. Just blinking felt like I had run a marathon. Now, despite seeing my doctor, who is a female, and 5 different specialists that she sent me to over a period of a year and a half, not one of them had connected the dots, and I was 47 at the time. So clearly, the problem wasn't just my lack of knowledge, but it was a general lack of education within the medical community. It's reported that GPs receive only 1 to 2 hours of menopause training during their education process. We spend 35 to 40% of our lives in perimenopause through postmenopause. How is this even possible that physicians are not trained? So it seems like we have a bigger issue here, and that has to do with our medical system. Had I known about perimenopause and the wide range of symptoms beyond hot flashes and night sweats, I could have been a much better advocate for myself and sought out the right support earlier. Get educated. Find out about what all of the symptoms are and the different phases that exist between perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. There are different symptoms that you may experience along the way. And every single woman's symptoms and experience is different. Also explore what the treatment options are that are available within your area. Do you have to go to a private clinic? Are you able to go to a regular GP who has experience in women's hormonal health? Are these visits and are your prescriptions covered by your health care? Do the research, do the digging in advance before you get there. And also explore what lifestyle changes you can make to minimize your symptoms and optimize any medical treatments that you go through. Mistake number 2, quitting my job without a plan. Now, the symptoms took such a toll on me that I couldn't keep up. I was a brand new hire And I was trying to navigate this incredibly steep learning curve, and I was failing. In fact, it was crash and burn kind of failing in a job that at any other time in my life I would have absolutely been able to ace easily. I had done a job like this a couple of times in my life, and I was a top performer. I was totally ashamed, I was humiliated, and I was so embarrassed. My brain and my body were betraying me, and I still didn't know why at that point. And so I felt like I had no other option than to quit. I know I'm not alone in that. There are almost 25% of women feel like they need to quit their job when they're in this phase of their lives, and 1 in 10 actually do. And here's something that's even more staggering. It's estimated that the loss of productivity in the workplace is $200 billion globally. Now, this is a major problem, not only for the women who are experiencing this in the workplace, but also for the organizations and the businesses that they work for. They are losing incredible talent, wisdom, and value. Looking back, I wish I had spoken with my employer first. Maybe there was a less demanding role that they could have put me in, or maybe we could have made some accommodations in my current role. But instead, I left without a safety net. And I left having a whole lot of regrets. And that decision triggered a cascade of consequences. Number one, I felt like a failure, which compounded and crushed my self-confidence and my self-worth. I spiraled into a whole lot of self-doubt and paralysis for a number of years. Losing my income created financial stress that affected every part of my life and my partner's. I know that talking about menopause at work is often taboo. We are embarrassed to ask for support, particularly if it's a male-dominated environment. We're afraid to be thought of as old or weak or less than capable or over the hill or, crazy. Well, here's the thing. Rather than leave your job with regrets later, be courageous. Have that conversation. You may be delightfully surprised at the outcome, and you'll be making a significant difference for the women who follow behind you. But if you don't ask, you will never know. Now, if you can relate to feeling overwhelmed in your job and at a loss for what to do, stick with me to the end because I want to share those resources with you that I promised. Mistake number 3, ignoring the root cause of my weight gain. Within 9 months, I had gained 38 pounds, seemingly out of thin air. And I became absolutely obsessed with losing it. I tried every diet under the sun. I tried keto, which made my hair fall out. I tried extreme intermittent fasting and 1 meal a day. I tried severe caloric restriction and exercising like a crazy woman. I spent thousands on diets, gadgets, apps, you name it, but nothing worked because I wasn't addressing the real issue, the hormonal changes and the systemic inflammation that those changes cause in the body. Had I understand the impacts of perimenopause on my body, I could have made smarter lifestyle choices earlier on, and I could have avoided extreme measures that ended up backfiring. I've since lost 27 pounds, thank goodness, of that weight, so I still have a little more to go. In future videos, I'm going to be sharing how I have done that. Mistake number 4, social isolation. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed and ashamed by the weight gain. I was embarrassed that I had to quit my job. I was unemployed, and I felt like I was simply falling apart. I felt like I had no value to offer the relationships, to offer the people in my life. And so I completely withdrew. I pushed my friends away. I avoided family and social gatherings. I completely isolated myself, and that isolation ended up compounding everything. My depression deepened. I felt more disconnected and hopeless than ever. And the truth is, we need connection, especially during the times in our lives when we're feeling so low, rather than withdraw. Instead, lean in. Lean into your family. Lean into your friends. Get connected with a supportive community, maybe on Facebook, of other women who are going through the same thing. There's something really comforting knowing that you're not alone. There you have it. 4 major mistakes that I made during perimenopause that had a negative impact on my life. Whew, that just got real fast. But here's the good news. Mistakes are powerful teachers. And here's some more good news. More and more employers are taking the initiative to making their workplaces menopause friendly. So here are those menopause workplace resources that I promised. The first is from the Menopause Society. They have a workplace program called Making Menopause Work. They provide an employer guide, conversation guides, and other resources. The Menopause Foundation of Canada also has a downloadable playbook for employers on creating a menopause inclusive workplace. They also have a corporate program called Menopause Works Here. My hope is that by learning from my experience that you can navigate this phase with a lot more knowledge, confidence, and grace than I did, without regrets. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What challenges are you facing or have you experienced? Let's start this conversation and support each other through this journey. And if you found this helpful, you know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe because I have so much more to share with you to help you thrive through this more interesting phase of life.